Hello, trainers! Professor Palm here, and welcome to the springtime! Isn't it great? Winter's finally over, and it's not just yet summer, but it's nice and warm outside, not too hot, and it's not freezing anymore. It's one of the most perfect times of the year. Are you going to do anything fun for the springtime? I'd love to know. I haven't decided what I'm going to do, but I'm thinking about getting a new hobby. Maybe I could start dancing! Oh, but I really don't know how to dance, and I don't really have a teacher. Oh, I know! Maybe I could go fencing, because I really like Zacian and Zamazenta. But again, I don't have those Pokemon with me, and I don't know how to use a sword or even a shield. What can I do? Oh, I know! I could ask the two greatest teachers of all time. For dancing, I could call upon the psychic dancer itself, Gardevoir. And when I want to go fencing, I can call upon the psychic knight himself, Gallade. But I don't have to just rely on these two Pokemon. I could also rely for going for the easier versions. I can start with baby steps with little Ralts, and I can get a little more advanced with Kirlia. If psychic Pokemon are your favorite type or you adore psychic Pokemon, this is a line I would say you should definitely go for. In fact, if you play Omega Ruby or Alpha Sapphire, these are a perfect Pokemon to start with early on in the adventure. You can catch them in many other games as well, and they'll definitely benefit you because these Pokemon get their power not just from their mind, but from the bond they share with a trainer. So the stronger the link is between human and Pokemon, the stronger they'll become. However, they have a very interesting thing. I'll talk about it later, but there is something different about this line compared to other lines, as it'll be what you get. Personally, I like both Gardevoir and Gallade, but I would have to lean a little more towards Gallade because it was the first time I ever evolved my Kirlia into it, and it really benefits me. And hey, it'll benefit you as well. Before I begin, I just want to give a huge thanks to Techronova for my Psychic Knight Within shirt. If you like these shirts that I wear in the videos, you can buy them off Etsy. You see, she's a really amazing artist. If you want to buy them, please buy them. Also, you could say Professor Palm sent you, but you can do it of your own free will. But please give her the business she deserves. She's one incredible artist. Before we begin, let's start off where it begins, with feelings. That's right. Before any of these Pokemon can become a dancer or a fighter, it starts with the little feelings. And we're going to start with a Pokemon that knows the most about feelings than any psychologist in the entire world. Yep, we're going to start off with cute little Ralts right here. Ralts is a Pokemon that can read people's feelings and can tell everything that a person's thinking. So, why not start with our cute little Ralts? Ralts is just so adorable to start off this line. After all, look at this Pokemon. It looks like a little kid wearing an oversized nightgown. Or you could make the argument that it's a little kid wearing an oversized dress, playing dress up. At the same time, a thing I love about Ralts is that big bowl haircut it has on its head. I like that it covers its eyes. Some people think this Pokemon is blind, but in actuality, it does have eyes. It's just that it often covers them with its hair. As you can see, underneath that green bowl haircut Ralts sports, it has two cute pinkish red eyes. I think it's cute that it hides its eyes under its hair. It's just a way it avoids itself from looking shy, which is adorable. The most distinctive feature about Ralts are its two horns on its head. These horns have the ability to read the emotions of people and Pokemon. You see, Ralts likes to be around a bunch of positive emotions. Similar to what I said about Ralts hiding its eyes as if it's shy, it is a very shy Pokemon as it likes to be around positive emotions. However, if it senses hostility, anger, many of the negative emotions, Ralts tends to stay away and hide. However, if you want a Ralts to appear, the best thing you can do is think of positive emotions as well as warm, happy feelings and good memories. Ralts likes to be around the happy atmosphere. Also, when somebody can feel happy or very warm inside, Ralts also can feel that exact same way. In fact, one of the things that draws Ralts out the most is the positive emotion of love, as this Pokemon likes to be around it, and it loves to make people very happy. You could compare Ralts to being a little kid, because this Pokemon loves to move around and it loves to go places, especially ones that have trainers. You see, Ralts doesn't like to sit still or be in one place. It always likes to be on the move. Also, since this Pokemon has a strong bond with its trainer, it also can feel the emotions its trainer is and even try to cheer them up. Or can also feel the same way the trainer's feeling. If the trainer is very happy, Ralts can be very happy as well. If the trainer is very sad or very depressed, Ralts can feel that and want to help or also feel the depression as well. And when the trainer is feeling pretty irate or rather annoyed, Ralts too can exhibit enough anger to know what the trainer is feeling. While Ralts likes to be in the happy atmosphere, as well as it likes to be around happy people and positive emotions, let's talk about a Pokemon that likes to be around anybody, and not only that, it knows all about emotion and likes to show its emotions through song and dance. That's right, let's evolve our little Ralts and go to the dancer herself, Kirlia. Wow, Kirlia definitely got a major upgrade through its evolution. Look at this Pokemon now. Now it's wearing a dress that fits. Even if this Pokemon can be male or female, it does have more of a feminine look, and its dress now resembles a tutu with 3 ruffles on each side. As you can also see, the bowl haircut that Ralts had has now turned into very long hair on Kirlia. It now resembles ponytails, and even those 2 horns have changed places. They now resemble hair clips, but they have the same power that can still read Pokemon and people's emotions. Kirlia really likes to be around positive emotions, just like Ralts. However, with the positive emotion of its trainer, that will make a Kirlia become even more handsome, or will make it become even more beautiful because of the power it has with the positivity. Also, this Pokemon really likes to dance. It likes to dance when it's happy, it likes to dance when it knows its trainer is stressed or is feeling down, but it also likes to dance just for fun. In fact, Kirlia is such a great dancer, Oricorio, the dancing bird Pokemon, has a rivalry with Kirlia. I guess we could all get tickets to see many Kirlia dance Swan Lake, or even the Nutcracker. While Kirlia's hair clip-like horns give it the ability to sense positive and negative emotions, also, with the positive vibes it gets, it can become beautiful or handsome as it evolves. However, this is really where it gets its power from, as the more positive feelings it has, it can do many other things. Because if dancing isn't your thing, Kirlia has the ability to bend the scenery around, very similar to Doctor Strange, except we're not going to go into the mirror dimension. Kirlia can show you places you want to go, or places that you feel safest in. This Pokemon can also tell the future. So yeah, we don't really need you, Bruno Madrigal. Oops, sorry, we shouldn't be talking about Bruno. But if you do want to feel better, or even feel a little more positive when you're feeling down or very negative, this is a Pokemon that can definitely help you there. What most people really don't know about Kirlia is the reason why its hair clip-like horns have moved places. The reason why is because its brain has gotten much bigger for it to use its power, and being in one place isn't the same anymore as its brain has gotten bigger and has pushed the horns to different sides of its head. Kirlia is one special Pokemon as it can tell the future, it likes to dance to make others happy, and it likes to bend the scenery to make other people feel safe as well as very happy. But this Pokemon has another ability of why it's special, because Kirlia has the ability to evolve into not just 1, but 2 different Psychic-type Pokemon. Both of Kirlia's final evolutions, Gallade and Gardevoir, are perfect to have for any team, but who should we start off with first to talk about? Well, let's do it by Pokedex order. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for the one, the only masquerade dancer itself, Gardevoir. Gardevoir is one of the most beautiful psychic Pokemon, and for those of you who don't know, Gardevoir is the signature Pokemon of the renowned actress, Grand Duchess, and Kalos champion herself, Diantha. The dress-like body it has is very similar to dresses that higher-up women of nobility wore back in the olden days, But you could also make the argument that it resembles a very beautiful flowing gown, or it could also be seen as a bridesmaid dress. Gardevoir's hair is now very mom-like, but it's still a very beautiful haircut it sports. Also, when looking at this Pokemon's beautiful face, it looks very similar, that as if this Pokemon is wearing a mask to a masquerade ball. Maybe it's going to go partake in the show Phantom of the Opera. For the longest time, people didn't know if Gardevoir had legs because most of the sprites as well as the artwork never showed it with any legs. Well, if you look very, very carefully, you could see Gardevoir sports a pair of thin white legs. While Kirlia and Ralts had their horns on top of their head, Gardevoir, on the other hand, had its horns moved right to the chest and back, and they have a very fin-like appearance. Still, these horns are very helpful for determining emotions of both trainers and Pokemon alike. While many people like to make a lot of jokes about Gardevoir because of its lovely appearance, Gardevoir is known as one of the most beautiful Pokemon alive, and some people could say that this Pokemon can be a second mother to them. The reason why is this Pokemon will save its trainer and its friends at the cost of its own life. However, it'll use all of its psychic power to benefit anyone it knows. Even without a second thought, this Pokemon will always be there to protect you. So, this makes Gardevoir the ultimate dance partner, especially if you were going for a dance. Similar to its pre-evolution Kirlia, Gardevoir is an incredible dancer. In fact, since this Pokemon has the ability Trace, or can also use the ability Synchronize, it has a very easy ability to mimic what it sees and even dance. In fact, some people like to take this Pokemon dancing, not only because it's a very protective partner, but because it's one of the most beautiful dancing Pokemon alive. It can even rival that of Oricorio, which has 4 beautiful dancing forms. However, Gardevoir can also have a little bit of a problem, as when it tries to protect its trainer, it can overload its psychic ability and create a miniature black hole. But, on the bright side, these black holes are very easy to collapse without doing much damage. However, even though this Pokemon tries to protect others, it still does some damage. While we're not all perfect, even Gardevoir makes mistakes itself. You can make all the jokes you want about this Pokemon, but one thing you cannot deny is that it will lay down its own life to protect its trainer, because its trainer means everything to it, especially with the fact that this Pokemon has been with it and can sense all emotions that are around it. And with a heart as big as that, how could you not want a Pokemon as big-hearted and as lovely as this on your side? Going back to Kirlia for a second, Kirlia is one of the most interesting Pokemon here because while branched evolution is not a new thing, this Pokemon has something else added new to it. Similar to Pokemon that have branched evolutions that need a different item for them to evolve, Kirlia also has a different thing with it as well. It must be a male to evolve into something else. And just like Gardevoir, this Pokemon it evolves into is equally as caring, if not even more fierce when it comes to protecting its trainer. Ready, trainers? Let's unsheath our swords and bring out our shields, because it's time to say hello to the swordsman himself, Gallade. For the very first night Pokemon, Gallade definitely makes a sharp impression. This Pokemon definitely looks like what you could call a super soldier. It may have psychic powers, but it's not a Sorceress Supreme. Instead, I think you could call this thing a Supreme Soldier. For those of you who don't know, Gallade is the signature Pokemon of Wally in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. Also, if you played Platinum, Gallade is also the signature Pokemon of Lucian during his Elite Four battle. Despite being a male Pokemon, Gallade has very large hips, and it has very long blades on both arms. These signature blades of it are very reminiscent of the Japanese weapon, Tonfas. While I said that Gallade is supposed to be a knight, I would be wrong because its helmet is much more reminiscent of a gladiator helmet, especially with the spikes on both sides of its face, if you see here and here. But that helmet is very helpful, and it can help out with its signature move, Psycho Cut. If you want to go for a good battle, go against Gallade. This Pokemon has blades on both arms that are not just unbreakable, but they always fight, as this Pokemon never takes a break. Also, this Pokemon is always self-taught. In fact, it learns how to fight the moment it evolves. Gallade is the perfect swordsman Pokemon, and it's a great one you can use when you go fencing. Never underestimate its ability. It'll always be ready for a battle. And if it knows that you can't win a fight, it'll always help you, and it will always try to help improve you. So, never feel down to take this Pokemon on, because not only will it go easy if you need it to, he'll always be ready to give you any helping advice. Being a psychic fighting type, Gallade has the ability to read minds, look into the future, and it can even see what the emotions are against its opponent or even its trainer. However, this Pokemon doesn't like to use its power, and it prefers swordsmanship as well as being a warrior at heart. In fact, this Pokemon knows even if it can't win a fight, it still will try. Even if it knows it'll win a fight in the future, it still likes to have a fight to see how worthy an opponent is. While we established that Gardevoir is a very protective mother-like Pokemon that'll lay down its life if it senses that it can't protect its trainer, Gallade, on the other hand, will do everything in its power and using its bare strength to protect its trainer. Not just like a protective father, but as a swordsman itself. Or, I guess you could say, this Pokemon comes as close to being one of the three musketeers. But who could it be? Athos, Porthos, or Aramis? That would be anyone's guess. While Gallade may be one of the most noble fighters of all time, it actually has a very big heart. While this Pokemon loves to fight and is seen as an expert swordsman, it does put its strength to use for other things. You see, back in the olden days of Hisui, when Gallade were not in the mood to fight, they would wander into villages as well as campsites and lend a helping hand, especially with building. Back when they were first introduced, Ralts, Kirlia, and Gardevoir were all pure psychic Pokemon. But then when we got Gen 6 and the Fairy type was introduced, the Fairy type was added to these Pokemon, and I would have to say it was a match made in heaven, because Dancing Fairies seems like a perfect typing for these pure psychic Pokemon. After all, they definitely do fit the bill for Fairy-type Pokemon. When Gen 4 came out and introduced new Pokemon in the Evolutionary lines, we were introduced to Gallade, which in my opinion was the perfect masculine counterpart to Kirlia. After all, this Pokemon blends in flawlessly. I do like the idea that one becomes a dancer while the other becomes a knight. It really does serve this line very well. But unlike the other three, Gallade kept its psychic fighting type, which I think was a better choice because I don't think a fairy fighting would be a good choice for Gallade. While these Pokemon are very competitive, I have to say one thing they all have in common is something called a battle bond. While it may not be their ability, while Ash Greninja has that ability, the bond they share between trainer and themselves powers up their psychic power. While you could make the argument that the brain power is where it comes from, the real ability for them to keep fighting is the bond between them and their trainer. So don't always rely on brute strength. Always rely on the bond, because a bond between trainer and Pokemon cannot be broken. Ralts, Kirlia, Gardevoir, and Gallade have something that not a lot of other Pokemon have, and that's a special bond between us. Not just with our friendship, but also with our emotions, as they can tell everything that we're thinking, and not only will they mimic it, we can also see them thinking the same thing as us. When we're happy, they'll be happy too. When we're sad, they'll cry with us. When we're mad, they'll also be as enraged as us. But when we're ready for a battle, these Pokemon will also be ready to take anything on. Well, I sadly do not own the Mega Evolution plushies of Gallade and Gardevoir. They're definitely recommended for any team, as they're very helpful in any competitive battle. So let's start off with Gardevoir here. As I said, Gardevoir starts off looking like a bridesmaid. When it Mega Evolves, it finally becomes the bride, and it even gets a bit of a bow tie on its chest. Oh, and they even take it a step further when it Mega Evolves, and it's shiny, because very similar to Cynthia, Mega Gardevoir dresses in black. Everyone always questions why, but the reason why is this Pokemon dresses for its opponent's funerals. And now we're going to talk about Mega Gallade. Mega Gallade, on the other hand, gets a major upgrade. In fact, this is probably one of the only Pokemon that gains a cape, and it's perfect for a warrior. After all, this Pokemon trains every single day and has the warrior's way. In fact, this Pokemon even represents the hero from any fantasy story you could have read. And I guess you could even make the argument it could even be the Lost Musketeer. Are you a fan of these foretelling Psychic Fairy and Psychic Fighting type Pokemon? Which do you prefer? Do you prefer to keep the line Psychic Fairy Dancing? Or do you prefer to be a Psychic Fairy than a Psychic Fighting type Knight? I would very much love to know. As you know, I prefer Gallade a little bit more because it was the first one I had. But how about you? Did you go with Gardevoir, or did you prefer to get Gallade later on down the line? There's no wrong answer. They're both great Pokemon, and whatever you choose is perfectly fine. If you liked what you saw, please leave a like. If you have an idea that you want to be turned into a video, that you want me to talk about another Pokemon, you want me to talk about something going on in the news with Pokemon, or you have an idea, please comment below and I'll definitely read it. And also, if you like what you see, please hit subscribe. Thanks for watching. Palm out.